Well, I'm now joined by Ayo Johnson, who's a specialist on African affairs and is the founder and director of Viewpoint Africa, which deals with news from the continent. He joins me now by Skype from the United Kingdom. Mr. Johnson, thank you very much for being on Spotlight. I suppose the key thing about today's events is that Naomi Campbell still couldn't say whether this was actually a gift from Charles Taylor, and therefore there's still no clear link between him and the diamonds.
Absolutely. There's no clear link. There's no doubt about that. The prosecution would have wanted Naomi Campbell to have made it very clear that the stones were given to her by Charles Taylor. Clearly, that's not been done. I think as to whether Naomi Campbell is a credible witness remains to be seen, because there are some inconsistencies with what she has said, especially as to where the diamonds are currently, who she's given it to, and it would appear that her agent, who's yet to be questioned, would be coming with a completely different story altogether. So it's a difficult time for the prosecution currently, because they would have wished for Naomi Campbell to have made it very, very clear that the diamonds came from Charles Taylor.
Presumably it was very important for the prosecution to make that link, given the international reputation, or rather the international appeal of Naomi Campbell.
Absolutely. She's a supermodel, be that she's not as popular as she once was, but she does carry that charisma, and of course the cameras follow her everywhere. And of course Charles Taylor himself, who likes the flamboyant lifestyle, clearly a good speaker in court. Clearly he surrounds himself with some of the best lawyers that money can buy, with great QCs. It's going to be very, very difficult to see how the defense is going to show that Charles Taylor did not give the rough diamonds through the third party. But it's a difficult call for the prosecution, I would say. Very, very difficult.
You mentioned the lawyers he has. You must have been following this trial for months. Do you get a sense that it's still pretty inconclusive?
Well, it's very difficult. The lawyers have, you see, the prosecution have got to show that Charles Taylor was involved in war crimes in Sierra Leone. They're having difficulty to do so because a lot of the generals who are carrying out these atrocities on the ground, be it on behalf of him, there's a demarcation, and it's not very clear as to whether the orders were coming from him. But so they've got to go all out to prove a point that Charles Taylor did use rough diamonds. He did have them in his possession, and Naomi Campbell was their star witness, and clearly they need to show that there's a direct link, and they're struggling currently.
So you're saying that particularly it's difficult to find the link, any kind of chain of command, as is usually a problem in war crimes trials?
Absolutely. Charles Taylor has been very, very, very clever on that side. He's not it hasn't been proven that the orders came directly from him. It hasn't been proven that the generals were working on his behalf. However, there's a clear link with the REF, which was being controlled then by Fode Sanko. The fact that the rebels did cause a lot of anarchy in Sierra Leone. So, and of course, the exchange of diamonds for ammunition and that sort of equipment to cause anarchy in Sierra Leone was a factor, but yet to be proven totally, I'd say.
All right, we have to end it there. Thank you very much for being on the show, Ayo Johnson from Viewpoint Africa. That is the end of